People gathered today in the nation's capital to bid a final farewell to former President Jimmy Carter. He has now returned to Plains, Georgia, where a burial service was held at the Baptist church where he spent decades teaching Sunday school.
As people across the country remember the impact Jimmy Carter had after he left office, we're taking a look at it right here in Kentucky.
Jace Obardo tells us how the former president helped build a lasting legacy in the bluegrass.
In a eulogy for President Jimmy Carter earlier this week, Vice President Kamala Harris quoted a hymn saying, "May the works I've done speak for me." And it's things like this, Habitat for Humanity, that will speak for the former president for years to come.
It's a really terrible and tragic loss for us, but at the same time, the work we do continues to kind of celebrate that legacy and to move forward with all of these values that he embodied.
It's the value of having dignity in owning your own home or creating a better environment for children to grow up in. And it's the imprint that Jimmy Carter's work with Habitat for Humanity has left on families across the country.
His life and his work has touched our lives and artwork in more ways than we can even begin to imagine.
The nation's 39th president began the Carter Work Project with Habitat in 1984, and in 1997 he set an ambitious goal to build more than 50 homes in eastern Kentucky and Tennessee in 1 week. Fox 56 caught up with Rosetta Trammell of Richmond in February 2023. She's one of the few people who can say a president helped build her home.
He didn't act like he was such a high person. He didn't act like he was a president of the United States. He acted like he was just one of the people who lived around the corner.
There's stories of him at 75, like setting a toilet in a house by himself. He just was so hands-on, and the work he did was so tangible.
Carter's willingness to do the hard work rubbed off on the thousands of volunteers who worked alongside him. Habitat Lexington says one woman who has been involved with the Carter Work Project for almost 30 years told them that every time she thinks about hanging up her tool belt, she thinks back to something the president once said.
President Carter's words were always, get out of your comfort zone and keep giving back and keep helping people as long as you can.
Well, there is no doubt that President Carter will be missed by the Habitat for Humanity community, but he will definitely not be forgotten. In Lexington, Jace Obardo, Fox 56 News.